Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to share a Trini chocolate tea recipe with you guys. And Trini chocolate tea is actually one of the richest chocolate teas in the entire world because we produce one of the best cocoas in the world. And our cocoa actually makes some of the finest chocolates. And it's actually called the Trinitario cocoa. It's a hybrid between the Criollo and the Forastero. So I'm just going to give you a little brief background on how this little chocolate bar is formed to make the chocolate tea. And as you know, the cocoa fruit itself, you can find it in most of those rural areas and where the soil is extremely rich. Like you would find cocoa trees mostly up in the northern range and the hilly sides and some parts of the central range as well. Like Grand Couva, they have their own cocoa estate. And also up Sandy Grande side, Brazo Seco, there are a lot of places that grow cocoa. So when these cocoa fruits are ripe, they're open to expose the beans, and those beans are called cacao beans. And you can also call the fruit cacao as well, because I've read that it's called cacao and the finished product is what's called cocoa. So when these beans are exposed, they're put on drying sheds to dry. I've actually seen a few myself. Like if you go Lopino, they have drying sheds, even Grand Couva, I've seen it as well. So I'm gonna put a picture in here to show you guys. So after it's dried, it's roasted, and that roasting kind of gets rid of the bitterness that's in the cocoa beans. And after that now, they use a machine called a winnowing machine which cracks the shell and it exposes the cocoa nibs or the cacao nibs. So those nibs are actually then ground and it's made into cocoa liquor. And that cocoa liquor is how we make cocoa butter and how we make this chocolate bar, and it makes chocolate. So that's just a little brief thing behind cocoa production in Trinidad. So I'm going to show you guys how to make my version of Trini chocolate tea. So to make the tea, you'll need obviously some chocolate bars. I have Carlos chocolate bars here. There are a couple other brands that we would get back home, and they're all really good because I mean, once it's made in Trinidad, you know it's gonna be good because our cocoa is much superior to anywhere in the world. It's a very rich flavor. And I have this brand called Brando's as well. This is pretty good too. So you can try any kind of cocoa you can find in Trinidad. And my mom, she usually sends up a lot of these for me, so it's like I have so much. And I just store it in the fridge because it really doesn't go bad. So you can have it there for years and years and just have it stockpiled and it's not going to go bad. So that's why you see I have so many packs, and I even have some more as well. This is just what I'm showing you guys. And this is what it looks like. And one of these bars is supposed to actually make 4 cups. So it's very concentrated. A little bit goes a long way with these chocolate bars. That's how rich it is. And these are actually infused with cinnamon, nutmeg and bay leaf already. But I'm gonna add a little bit extra because I like it really spicy. I like it to have a lot of spices. So I'm gonna be using about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm gonna sweeten it with some sugar. You can also use condensed milk, or you can use honey as well. Or you can just omit sweeteners completely if you want. And I have bay leaf here. This is actually the bay Laurel bay leaf. The one we would get back home is actually siliment leaf, and that's from the bay rum tree. That has a really distinct cinnamon flavor, so I would really suggest that you find siliment leaves to put in this. I didn't have any today, so I'm just going to use the regular bay leaf, which will work fine as well. And if you want to get the siliment leaf, I think eBay has it, and there's a store on Etsy as well that carries the West Indian Bay Leaf. And I have 2/3 cup of whole milk here. You can use heavy cream as well. And I'm just going to use some water to boil the chocolate in. And you'll also need a grater with a fine blade to grate these really finely. So now I'm going to grate the blocks and then we'll proceed to making the tea. So I just grated the chocolate and it smells absolutely amazing. The fragrance of the chocolate and the nutmeg and the spices is really amazing. It smells so rich, and you can tell that this chocolate is of really high quality because it smells up the entire room that you're in. And this chocolate actually aids in cardiovascular health. It's very good for your heart and it's high in antioxidants. So I think you guys should try to drink more of this chocolate if you don't already. And you can get it right at home in Trinidad. So I've just put up a pot that I'm gonna make the tea in, and I put about 5 cups of water in here. Because as I said, even though this looks like a little bit, it's actually very rich and it's very concentrated. So it's gonna make a lot. So I just put my heat on medium and just add your chocolate. And along with the chocolate, just add your spices for now. When this is finished steeping, then we'll put the milk and the sugar. And I think I forgot to mention, I also have a dash of salt in here as well. And as I said before, anytime you are making any sweet dishes or desserts, it's always good to add a little dash of salt. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the bay leaves, the dash of salt, the nutmeg and the cinnamon. So just leave this to come up to a nice boil, and then we'll proceed from there. So as soon as the chocolate comes up to a boil, lower your heat to about medium-low, and I'm going to cover this and let it simmer for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And this is just going to infuse all the flavors into the chocolate, and it's going to give you a really nice, rich tasting chocolate. And as you can see already, the oils from the chocolate, they're all accumulating at the top. And that oil is actually what contributes to the antioxidant and the anti-aging properties. So I'm gonna let this simmer and I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. So it's been simmering for about 20 minutes now, and I'm gonna turn it off. Now we're gonna actually add the milk and we're gonna sweeten it as well. So I'm gonna add in the 2/3 cup of milk. Depending on how you like it to taste, you may need to add more milk. And I'm gonna add in this sugar and then taste it to see if it needs any more. So I just tasted mine and it needs a little bit more sugar. So I'm gonna put in like a next tablespoon and a half. I usually don't like mine too sweet, and I usually sweeten it with honey. But for the purposes of this video, that's why I'm using the sugar. So the chocolate tea seems to be ready now. And once you've added enough sugar to your likeness and enough milk, because I know a lot of people like it a lot more milky. My dad, he actually likes to put powdered milk. So everyone has their own preferences. And you can make this without the milk, and with each serving, then add how much milk or how much sugar you would like. So like if you make a big pot for the family, everyone can just individually add what they want to theirs. So before you drink this, you want to strain it because there's some little grainy pieces of cocoa or chocolate in there. And I like to drink the raw cocoa sometimes as well. So you can do that if you want. But I'm going to strain it and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So my chocolate tea is ready to be devoured. It smells absolutely heavenly. And who doesn't like chocolate? I mean, Swiss Miss can't even come close to our Trini chocolate tea. I think this is the best chocolate tea ever. If you guys haven't had it as yet, I suggest you try it. It's really good. And as I said, it has a lot of health benefits. So I don't know if you guys remember, but traditionally we would drink this chocolate tea in an enamel cup. And my mom actually still has a lot of those. And I remember when it was hot, my mom would take 2 of the enamel cups and she would pour it back and forth. That was the long time way of cooling tea. So I hope you guys enjoy this Trini chocolate tea. This goes really well with a piece of coconut bake, and usually my mom, she would make coconut bake and some buljol, and she would make a huge pot of this chocolate tea. So I hope you guys enjoy this, I probably brought back a lot of memories for some of you. Give the video a thumbs up if you remember drinking chocolate tea in an enamel cup. Those were the days. So if you want to leave any comments, leave them below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!